Have you ever felt like your life is built on a shaky foundation? Like, no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to live up to the principles you say you believe in. Well, what if I told you that the secret to building a life of purpose, a life of integrity, and one of spiritual growth has been right under your nose all along? And it's there just waiting for you to unlock with the wisdom of our ancient times.
The comments, opinions, and views shared during this program are of those individual Freemasons and do not reflect the official position of a Grand Lodge, concordant body, appendant body, Masonic authority, or craftsmanonline.com.
Welcome to the Daily Masonic Progress Podcast with your host, Right Worshipful Brother Darren Allatt.
Today, we're going to dive into a powerful principle that lies at the very heart of Freemasonry. And when you truly understand as well as apply this principle in your life, it has the potential to transform you into a living masterpiece of virtue and service. Sounds pretty, right? Well, this is the profound promise of the Northeast Corner, where the cornerstone of character is laid and the temple of your highest self is built. But before we get into the nitty-gritty of how to apply this principle, let's take a step back and imagine a magnificent temple. Picture its towering spires reaching up to the heavens, its walls covered with the intricate symbols of our sacred geometry. It would surely be a sight to behold. Now imagine that same very temple, but with a crack running deep through its foundation, threatening to bring the whole structure crumbling down. So how do you think it would last against the test of time, as well as the elements? You see, we often strive to build lives of meaning and purpose, to craft our own inner temples of wisdom and virtue. We can read the teachings of the great thinkers. We can give our time and energy to others, work hard in our chosen fields. But despite all of these efforts, we can still feel unsteady, unsure if our actions truly line up to the highest ideals. It seems like there's a hidden flaw in our foundation, a weakness that we just can't quite put our finger on. And the consequences of this misalignment can be serious. You see, we might feel inauthentic, like there's a disconnect between who we present ourselves as, but who we really are deep down. Our relationships will suffer as we struggle to show up with consistency and with integrity. And our work might feel meaningless and lacking that deeper sense of purpose. So if we don't address this fundamental instability, it can lead to a life of quiet desperation, always searching but never finding peace and the fulfillment we crave. But what if there was a way to reinforce that foundation, to make sure that every stone that is built on top of it, every stone of our character, is cut and placed with care and precision? And that's where the principle of the Northeast Corner comes in as a powerful tool for self-mastery and spiritual transformation. So by internalizing this principle, we can truly understand its symbolism and apply its lessons, giving us the ability to transform ourselves from the rough, uneven stones into perfect building blocks, ready to take our place in the temple of our highest purpose. So what exactly are the core tenets of the Northeast Corner? Why do we really need to grasp them? Well, first and foremost, you are the cornerstone of your own spiritual edifice. Your thoughts, your words, and your actions. They form the foundation upon which your character is built. But here's the thing, your faith and your devotion to your supreme being, whichever it is the bedrock on which that foundation is laid. And without that solid ground beneath you, everything else is practically building on sand. Second, aligning yourself with virtue and integrity and service is key to creating a stable and upright life, which is about consistently choosing the square and compasses over passions and vices, and orienting yourself towards the light and wisdom. And third is personal growth, which is a lifelong journey of self-refinement. And just like a rough stone being shaped into a perfect building block, you have the potential to transcend your limitations and achieve a higher state of being. And then, as we explore these tenets in further depth, we uncover the practical strategies for integrating the Northeast Corner into every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our vocation to our spiritual practices. We learn to build a life that is perfect in all its parts and honourable to the divine architect who created us. But let's be real. The journey of self-mastery is no walk in the park. It's a 1,000-mile trek that can only start with a single step. And that first step is to start with the cornerstone of our daily thoughts and actions. Every choice that we make, no matter how small, it contributes to the overall structure of our character. So how do we begin? Well, one powerful practice is to set aside time each day for reflection and contemplation. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, visualize laying that foundation stone in the northeast corner of a building site. Feel the weight of responsibility, the thrill of possibility. Then watch as brick by brick construction continues, building that masterpiece. And then as you sit with this image, ask yourself, are my actions today in alignment with my highest ideals? Am I actually conducting myself as a just and upright man? What can I do more to fully embody the spirit of the craft? Then, by making this reflection a daily habit, you start to notice patterns in your behaviour, areas where you consistently fall short of your aspirations. And some of those might be that you might find yourself engaging in gossip or negative self-talk. Maybe you're neglecting your commitments to others or your commitments to your own health. Whatever it is, approach these shortcomings with curiosity and compassion. They're not failures, but they're opportunities for growth. And that brings us to the next practice, and that's identifying the specific virtues and character traits that we need to cultivate. You see, the northeast corner isn't just some vague platitude. Rather, it's a call to embody concrete moral and spiritual qualities. Maybe for you, that's honesty, compassion, courage, or temperance. Pick just one or even two that resonate with your personal path and make them your focus. But knowing which of these virtues to cultivate is one thing, actually living them out in your daily life, it's a whole another ballgame. And that's where the power of habit and consistency comes into play. You see, here's the thing. You can't expect to make sweeping overnight changes and have them stick. It's about looking for those small everyday opportunities to practice those chosen virtues. If patience is your goal, challenge yourself to take a few deep breaths before reacting to a frustrating situation at work. If generosity is your jam, make a point of performing a random act of kindness each day, especially a non-monetary one, no matter how small. And then as you start to embody these virtues more consistently, something amazing is going to happen. You'll notice that your relationships start to shift. They start to deepen. When you show up as a person of integrity and compassion, you naturally attract others who share those same values. You become the kind of friend, partner, colleague, boss, manager that others can rely on. A steady presence in the midst of life's storms is who you become. But the ripple effects of the northeast corner doesn't stop at your own personal life. When you take yourself seriously and place self-mastery in the highest service of others, you become a force for positive change in the community and the world at large. Maybe you start volunteering your time and talents to local community organisations that need help. And maybe you speak out against injustice and inequality. Then, by embodying the Masonic principles in the public sphere, you help to build not just a Masonic society, but a global society that is founded on brotherly love, relief, and truth. But let's be real for a moment. No journey of growth is without obstacles or setbacks. There are going to be times where you feel like you're taking 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. When your old habits and patterns start to creep back in and reassert themselves with vengeance. It's in these moments you need to remember, perfection isn't the goal, progress is. You see, one common pitfall is the trap of compartmentalization, of thinking that you can be one person in lodge and another person in daily life, another at work, another at home. But true character is not about who you are when someone's watching, when the stakes are high and the pressure's on. No, true embodying the principle of the northeast corner, you've got to start with integrity right across the board. Aim for consistency of thought, word, and action. You see, another challenge then is the temptation to compare yourself to others, to measure your progress against some external yardstick of success. But here's the thing. Each of us walk our own unique path with our own lessons and our own obstacles to overcome. The competition that matters is with your former self, who you were yesterday, with the rough ashlar you're working on to reshape day by day. And when those inevitable doubts and fears creep in, lean on your friends and family. Lean on the bonds of fellowship and the shared purpose you have with others, which can be a powerful source of strength, reminding you that you're not alone in this struggle. By tapping into the wisdom and experience of those who have walked this path before you, you'll find the clarity and courage to keep moving forward. So then, as we now come towards the culminating point of our exploration of the Northeast Corner, let's reflect on the transformative power of this principle. By embodying integrity, service, and self-mastery, you become a beacon of light, crafting a life of meaning and leaving a lasting legacy. Take a moment to imagine a world guided by virtue, where decisions are made with wisdom and compassion, and our society resting upon a bedrock of moral character. See, this is the vision of the Northeast Corner, and it's what we're called to manifest. Remember, you are the architect of your destiny. You are the sculpture of your inner temple. With every thought, every word, and every deed, you have the power to shape yourself into a masterpiece of virtue and service. So go forth, build your life with wisdom, align yourself with a divine blueprint, and let the light of Masonic wisdom guide you on your journey from the rough to the perfect ashlar.
This has been the Daily Masonic Progress Podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you follow us on Spotify or subscribe on Apple Podcasts. The Daily Masonic Progress Podcast is available on all streaming platforms with new episodes every week.